You paid your $5, now let's get into Stick and Puck.
And the boys are buzzing for another Stick and Puck session. 5
Buzzing.
by my count, right? That's about number 5 for Stick and Puck, eh?
Damn, dude, made it to 5.
Oh, man, we're really going places, eh?
Yeah, we are.
All right, well, anyways, make with the introducees. I am Beeks from On the Bench with Beeks podcast, and I am joined with Keits from Between the Pipes podcast.
The podcast that is not a podcast. Yes, sir. That's me.
Just the Instagram lurker.
Exactly. At this point, yeah, absolutely.
Hey, you're still posting juicy jerseys, so that's all that matters, really.
God, not even jerseys, man. Like, it's been a little bit. What was the last one I posted? I think the Urbe stuff.
Yeah,
That was the last one I got.
It was the Urbe stuff, yeah. I remember seeing all
And
that.
those are the last. No, well, I had an extra Latvia jersey that I got that I didn't post because they're all the same.
I mean, yeah, well, at some point, yeah.
Here's the
especially
thing, man.
if you're the same one.
Anytime I see anything Latvia, I just snatch it up.
I mean,
It's
obviously.
like, I have to have it.
No, for real. I mean,
I gotta preserve the history. So here we are.
the only Latvian in the U.S., so, you know, you got to keep the dream alive somehow, right?
Something like that, yeah.
All right, man. So, I mean, we've got a few things to talk about. There's been some stuff that's happened since our last episode. You actually took a trip to New York, and you decided to take my New York Rangers Winter Classic Matt Zuccarello jersey on the trip with you.
Yeah, man. Yeah, it was, we went on a little vacation, man. So for most people that don't know, my girlfriend's from New Jersey. And we've been planning this trip for the last 2 years, but due to COVID and all that, we had to postpone it for a couple of years, and we finally made it happen. So yeah, we were in New Jersey for over 2 weeks, something like that. I didn't get the days kind of all go together. We were there for quite some time, put
They
it
do
that
when
way.
you're drinking the entire time, that's for sure.
Oh, there was some partying going on for sure. I was vacationing real hard. So it's in a way, it's almost kind of like, don't get me wrong, the vacation was phenomenal, so much fun, but it's kind of nice to get back to like your normal, you know?
Right, where you're not
It's
just
kind of, yeah. You're
in a constant days of vacay bliss. I
no,
guess.
exactly. The reality kind of gets you a little bit.
Still wearing off that days a little bit. aren't
Yeah,
you?
yeah, exactly. So yeah, no. So yeah, I did that, man. It was a good time. I was mainly in New Jersey, but for 3 days out of the vacation, we actually went to New York, where my girlfriend's parents live is maybe only an hour drive to New York. So
Just a stone's throw away.
yeah, so we got a hotel and all that, and for 3 days, and we were able to kind of go and explore, and mind you, that was my first time in the East Coast.
Yeah.
The last, like, besides, you know, this vacation, the only other time I was in the East Coast was when I was just flying through, when I was actually coming back from Latvia, and I got stuck in JFK, and I spent the night there because we missed our flight.
Lovely.
So that was my only East Coast experience, if you can even count that. So no, but we actually went out and explored and did things, and which one thing that was awesome was I was able to you know, kind of experience a little bit of the playoffs because of the Rangers still being in it.
Right in the midst of the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah,
Tell us a little bit about how that was out in New York, and, you know, having the Rangers in the playoffs at that point.
You know, man, it was great. We kind of, you know, her girlfriend's parents are big fans of the Rangers. You know, they follow and whatnot, and you know, we even other people just walking around the city, you know, rocking the Rangers jerseys and stuff. It was like a big deal, and I don't know, man. Like, there's something about that East Coast mentality like that stern but fair is the best way I can put it.
Fair. Okay.
It's something that you can like you need like almost like a full day to like kind of like get used to it. Because
Like
when you
just-
first get into the city, it's like, holy shit. Like, the best way I can describe it to you guys is like whoever is maybe a video game geek or whatever, like if you ever played GTA,
Oh wow.
and kind of like where you walk around, like, I mean, it's exactly like that. To the point. Like, I grab a lawn chair, grab a six-pack at your local convenience store,
Which
pop
is
that thing
astronomically priced.
somewhere close to Chinatown, sit down, and just enjoy. I promise you, you won't be disappointed. It is a whole different world. I mean, they call it what do they call it? The concrete jungle
Oh yeah.
for a reason.
Oh yeah.
It's really cool, and it's like, I would never live there in my life. I would never, ever, ever live there. Ever. But to go kind of visit and see things and stuff, super awesome, man.
Right on. Well, you had texted me and you said that my jersey had seen a couple stories. You want to give the listeners like a taste of a couple of these stories. I know you had a.
Well, yeah, no, definitely, man. So the jersey that I took was, and thank you for letting me borrow, because little story. When we recorded the last episode, I was talking to Cody. I was like, man, like, I'm looking for a Rangers jersey because I think it would be cool to, like, because I knew I was going to be in New York. So it'd be cool to, like, rock a Rangers jersey and, like, go around the city. And, like, one of the big, like, things that we had planned was, like, we went to go see Lady Liberty, the Statue of Liberty. I was like, how dope would it be to have, you know, like a picture like with Lady Liberty and you rocking like a Rangers jersey? Like it would just be dope. And then you were like, well, I got one laying around. Just take it if you want it.
Oh yeah.
So here we are. So Cody let me borrow the Winter Series from 2018, right? When
Yeah.
they played Buffalo.
Yeah, the Winter Classic. That, and I gotta say that's my favorite Rangers jerseys.
It's
of all
so
time.
cool, man.
I mean, the Lady Liberty jersey was really cool. I think that'd be awesome to get a picture with that. But I mean, if secondary, it's got to be that one for sure.
No, definitely. And it does have Zuccarello on the back. We all know he's with Minnesota, these days.
I mean, even New York Rangers fans.
Very
would probably-
respected dude.
Oh, absolutely.
Because when we walked around and stuff, and I'll get into that a little more in details. There's a lot of people wearing Zuccarello jerseys.
He was a fan favorite, and I mean, he still is. Like, I guarantee you ask, like, maybe I'd say 85% of New York Rangers fans, they'll say Zook will always be a Ranger in their heart.
Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised, like, whenever he decides to retire, he'll probably retire as a Ranger, most likely,
Oh,
right?
I could definitely see him going back for his last season, you know.
Yeah, even if it's a game, you know, whatever.
I mean, a day contract. Who, you know, whatever happens. I mean, Zook. You know, there's a huge place in Rangers fans' hearts for Zook for sure.
Yeah. No. So no, this was perfect. And for those of you guys that are watching this on YouTube, I'll try to plug in some of the footage here or there, or maybe you won't even see me and you'll see footage.
Wherever we
there
can plug
will
it
be
in.
footage. So yeah, I went to see Lady Liberty, and I was wearing the Rangers jersey, so I got a picture of that. I thought it was pretty cool. We kind of, you know, walked around the city and stuff, and I got to look through all the stuff, all the pictures and stuff that we took. Whatever I have, you know, I'll post it on the YouTube. But then one of the coolest things was the last day we were there, it happened to fall into the Rangers playing Tampa Bay, and it was Game 5.
Oh, that's not such a good game to be around Rangers fans for sure.
Yeah, so we were, you know, we were there for an extra day and stuff, and we knew the game was happening, and Carissa was like, well, let's see if there's, like, watching parties or something. Because let's not talk about the tickets, right? Like, I mean, that was a consideration, but man, like, you think the Avs tickets are expensive?
At Madison Square Garden, forget about it.
I don't want to even get into how expensive those were. Like,
Well,
we're talking like nosebleeds.
If I may go New Yorker, forget about it.
It was crazy. So, what Carissa ended up doing was she ended up going to, I believe, the NHL's website, and there's a section where you can look for like NHL, like approved like hockey bars.
Oh wow, cool.
So she found this little joint, and I can't remember the name of it. If I do, I'll add it in the description or maybe in one of the videos that I have. But that's how we found this bar, and it was maybe like a few blocks away from actually the Madison Square Garden.
Oh sweet.
It was like an approved New York Rangers like bar.
Like this is going on,
Mm-hmm.
you know. Okay.
So we were like, let's hang out during the day, and then nighttime comes, let's go watch the game over there. And I was not disappointed.
Oh no, I don't doubt it. I mean, that's the thing. Everybody says like even if you go just into New York, especially if you go to Madison Square Garden, I mean the fans are like it is noticeable. And
They
I mean,
love that team, man.
and, well, I mean, how could you not? I mean, original six. I mean, been around for. Well, obviously forever, and I mean now they're back into the Eastern Conference Finals from from a couple of years being kind of like a joke of that Metropolitan Conference, I mean division. So I mean, yeah, they're gonna be stoked.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't doubt it at all. And so I gotta ask you, how did it feel being an Avalanche fan, knowing that your team is already in the playoffs, yet you're here in like the Big Apple, incognito, if you will, wearing a New York Rangers jersey? Like, what kind of feelings? What was it stirring up inside of you?
I'm not gonna lie to you, man. Slightly uncomfortable.
Like, any minute
I
you could
had
just be found out.
This damn jersey was my protection. It was like my shield, right?
Right.
Because when I walked into that bar, I was one of them, right? They don't know where I'm from or anything. So, hey, this guy's rocking a Rangers jersey. He's a Rangers fan, right? But in a way, it was just the right thing to do. I felt like.
Oh yeah, I feel that.
We were joking around for a bit. It was like how funny it would be if I walked in there with the Avalanche jersey.
Like walked out and then walked back in with an Avs jersey.
So the joke was either walking in with the Avs jersey and watching the Rangers game with the Avs jersey, and then if people give you shit, you just give it like, hey, I'm just trying to see who I'm going to play here.
Right.
They can't give you like, in a sense, we didn't do anything to them, right?
No, for sure.
We're just kind of like on the other side, just kind of waiting for our next opponent, right?
Yeah, we're Jack Johnson sitting, waiting, wishing, wanting.
There's that, and then the other joke was, well, let's put the Avs jersey on, but then we'll put the Rangers jersey over it. And then however it turns out to be, you either take one or the other off, or you know what I mean, and play it off that way and see what kind of reactions you can get.
Like if the Rangers won, like as soon as right after the game, while they're getting, the Prince of Wales trophy, just bust out the Avs jersey.
No, exactly, man. And at the end, man, I'll be honest, I just didn't have the balls.
Oh.
It's just the East Coast people, man. Again, stern but fair.
That is crossing the line just a little bit if you were going to try to do that. But I mean, I gotta say, I think it would have been hilarious.
At the end of the day, good sports though, man. Like walked into that when we went into that bar, awesome experience, man.
Right.
I mean, you walk in, Rangers everywhere. I mean, packed.
Oh, I
cool little
doubt it.
spot. Two stories. Bar downstairs, bar upstairs.
Beautiful.
Towards like the end of the bar, the little dining room area. And when it seemed like we got there fairly early because we were worried that we might not get any seats. When we first got sat in the dining room area, and we had a little dinner, and mind you, the food was freaking awesome. For a bar, holy shit. Food out of the world. So good.
I mean, East Coast, they're known for that special cuisine, just no matter where
So
you go.
good, man. Like, you didn't have to worry about, Like, some bars, I'm not gonna name names in Colorado, like when you go in there, like awesome experience, but only order what goes in the fryer.
Just get the chicken fingers,
the
man.
chicken fingers
Just get the
or
chicken
fries,
fingers, man, yeah.
like pizza, something like. Don't get the salmon dish. You know what I
No,
mean?
for sure.
Like, if you don't feel if maybe if you want an extra day off from work or whatever, get the salmon dish. But other than that, like, don't do it.
Just
Right?
been in an absolute just hell of diarrhea.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I know. I get that. So where was the the Brian Leach or the Mike Richter shrine? Where did you find the Mike Richter shrine in the bar yet, or did you ever see one, or what?
I didn't pay that much attention, man. But I like, I think I felt like a little intimidated. Because, like, deep down, like, yes, I'm rocking the Rangers jersey, whatever, you kind of blend in. But, like, deep down, like, I felt uncomfortable because, like, I knew I didn't belong in there.
Well, listen, you're kind of like, a spy in World War II, like an English or American spy, infiltrating the SS at sometimes, because you're just like, you're sitting here, you're like, yeah, I'm an Avs fan, and I'm sitting here with all these Rangers fans that, that desperately want to get into the finals. I'm wearing a Rangers jersey, and yet...
Yep, and that's... I posted a video on Instagram. It was me sipping on a beer, and Carissa took it, and she's just kind of going around, and there's like all these Rangers people, partying, watching the game, whatever. And I'm just kind of in my little corner, just like sipping on the beer, sort of like, let's go Rangers. Like, because they get the older chants and stuff. Like, you know how every team, like, we know our Avs chants and whatever. And they got their own, and they all do like these, and there's whatever they are. I don't know any of them. So I'm just kind of like,
yeah.
Let's go, But I'll tell you what, though, at the end, like, great fans, great fan base.
Cool.
Good people. Big party. They love partying, man. And again,
New York,
like that.
No way.
that whole, like, East Coast,
Just
like
mentality.
very straightforward, and like, it's like, it can be uncomfortable, but when you get used to it, when you kind of like...
When you realize what the, like, where the actual heart comes from behind it.
Yeah, they're good people. I like, super awesome experience, and I would do it 100% all over again.
Now, you just before we switch subjects, you also had you had a run-in with a couple carnies when you were, I think you were actually in the Jersey Shore or something like that.
Oh, yeah. So we went in New Jersey. We went on a boardwalk, and that was a day of Avs Game 3, I believe. It was Game 3. And I brought the Rangers, and I bought one Avs jersey, and I was like, why not? I'm gonna rock the Avs jersey on the boardwalk in New Jersey. Who gives it? You know what I mean?
Yeah, like, well,
so rocking around, and we're playing board game, like the basketball games, and like the stuff, and
the prototypical, we're on the shore, right?
Yeah. They got like the carny rides, and then we went to a little bar place, and we had a couple drinks. Then afterwards, we were like, oh, let's maybe ride a couple of rides and whatever. So we go on this one ride, and it's like, I don't know what it's called. I know they all have like names, they're like
the whirly bird or the tilt-a.
I don't know. It's just like, it's like a mountain thing, and it goes in a circle. You sit on, I don't know what the name
the
maybe it is
or whatever.
So sit down, and there's like two fellas running the thing, and of course I'm rocking my jersey, and I see the jersey, and one of the guys just like, his eyes just light up. You can tell. It's like, oh, here we go. I
am your point of reference at this point.
So he's in the booth, like the DJ booth, whatever, like plays the music and has the sounds, has the microphone. So this thing goes like in circles, just like around and around and around, and like throws you around a little bit and whatnot. And like every time we go like past these little booths, he's just like, let's go Rangers. And we go, and I get back to him. And again, let's go Rangers. And it goes over and over and over. Like the longest 3-4 minutes of my life.
Oh,
Just like, let's go Rangers. Like, he would not stop.
like,
I just laughed at it. I was like, it's hilarious. It's like, oh my God.
it's like, dude, you haven't even made it past the Eastern Conference Finals yet. You're still just like, you're sticking it in my craw.
That guy was into it. And what funny about that was, so after that ride, we went to another one. And there was like a chick running the other ride. And before we go in, she's like, on behalf of all Rangers fans, I sincerely apologize for that. So it was close by, so she heard the whole thing. So
How can you
she
not? The dude's on a fucking like PA just yelling "Let's go Rangers" every time you fucking like come around it.
But then, so she says that, and after that, but if we play you guys, we're gonna beat you.
I'm sorry, but fuck you.
You just can't help but just kind of laugh. And
Total East Coast mentality, though. Yeah, for real. Like,
but it was great, man. Like, for anyone that hasn't maybe made it up, I highly recommend it. Hockey or no hockey, whatever, just for the experience. People watch, whatever. You won't be disappointed.
That's awesome, man.
It was a pretty good time, man. Yeah, like I said, like Lady Liberty with the jersey. Made it at the game.
The Rangers back. The special carnies.
Yeah, it was a good time, and again, I'll try to throw, as we're talking about this, I'll try to throw the whatever I have
anywhere
here, there. Oh, and that one more thing on the whole when I was at the bar, and that was probably one of my favorite things. It cracked me up. So we're like still in this dining room, right? Kind of getting like a little dinner or whatever before we like kind of browse around the bar area and watch the game. I'm like, so I have like my back and behind me is like the bar area, and I'm just sipping on a Labatt actually, and I hear like this ruckus, and I look back. I was like, what the hell's going on? And there's these 3 dudes dressed as the Hanson brothers.
Oh my goodness, no way.
They got like the gear on. They have their hands foiled up, taped. And who's looking for a Tilly? It was like, and everyone's going crazy at the bar,
Just
like laughing their asses off.
Yes.
It was just like, yeah, and they're like taking pictures, like pretending like beating people up. And I really, really wanted to take a picture with these dudes. But by the time we were done with dinner, they were gone. So I assumed they probably just came for a couple beers and then they went to the game.
Oh, that's madness.
But it was freaking hilarious. And I think I have like a little short video of those dudes just kind of browsing around. And I'll throw that in.
In any spot. That's awesome, though. I mean, come on. Just to have 3 dudes so committed for that, that's awesome. That is so cool.
Yeah, man. So, no, all in all, great trip, man. Would definitely do it again. Super cool experience. It's a lot, man. It's a lot to take in. Like, it's a whole different world over there.
Oh, for sure.
But it's kind of cool to see. It just, those people don't stop, man. Like, when they say city that never sleeps, like, they ain't joking, man. That city never sleeps.
They're not yanking your chain.
They're 24/7.
Well, I'm stoked that you and my sweater got to have such an insane time. Lovely. Absolute fun times for sure.
Yeah, and dude, one more thing before we move over. I know we've been talking forever about this, and again, I ramble. People are probably freaking annoyed by me talking. Well, I was out there, and I'm kind of glad it worked out the way it did, because I would have been kind of like, it would have been an awkward situation right now if it didn't work out the way it did, because we're recording now. We know that the Avs are going to play the Lightning, so the Rangers are out as we speak. But I went to Madison Square Garden actually too.
A little tote bag. That's dope. Yeah, you got a little tote bag.
Yeah, dude. So I went there and I was able to go in and go to the pro shop. They let us in, and I got to see a little bit of Madison Square Garden. Which, speaking of that place too, man, it is like in the middle of the city, dude. As opposed to like Ballerina, like it's kind of like out there, and like you see the Ballerina, like the way Madison Square Garden is, like, you could walk by it and not know that you walked by Madison Square Garden. Like, I mean, it is
Wow.
in there. So I thought it was the craziest. I don't know. I decided
No, for sure. I mean,
it was just like, I'm like, oh, because Chris was like, oh, here's Madison Square Garden, and I was like, where
where
is it? And she's like, right there, you idiot. And I'm like,
you're right in
wow.
front of it, you dumbass.
But then when you kind of walk in front of it, like the main entrance, it's kind of like that. You feel that like oval, sort of like, you know, kind of like the ballerina.
Just
like
that kind
with
of
the,
presence.
But if you're just kind of cruising, you could totally miss it and not even know you walked past
That's
it.
kind of like the MTS Center out in Winnipeg, dude. It's like on a street corner.
Yeah, it's like in smack middle of the city, man.
Wow.
But anyways, going back, dude, I couldn't come home to not get you a little souvenir.
What?
So I'm glad we're not playing them because it'd be awkward to give you a little
Man.
little
No
Rangers
way.
t-shirt, dude. Yeah, it went
Oh, you were too kind.
straight out of Madison Square Garden, buddy.
Right out of it. Dude, thank you so much. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. I don't know if you'll ever wear it, but hey, man.
Oh, I mean, I'll wear it after the playoffs for sure. Right now, it's all Avs gear, but I mean, yeah. After that, man, that's going straight on the hot bod. Thanks, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, you're welcome, buddy.
Oh, New
I
York
mean, thanks
Rangers
for letting me
have-
borrow that jersey, man. I
Dude.
couldn't come home empty-handed. You know what I mean?
Oh, dude, that's beautiful. Thank you so much, man. That's huge.
Absolutely, man.
Straight from MSG. That's awesome.
MSG, dude.
I'm loving it. I'm
Yeah,
absolutely
got the
loving it.
bag to prove it,
Oh
fellas.
yeah, the tote, the official tote bag.
It's fancy too. It's not plastic. It's like that. You know, you could like take it to the grocery store.
Oh, for real. You know, take it to Whole Foods. You'll get like a bunch of compliments on it. Like,
I know.
man, you're really into
Ooh.
saving the planet, aren't you?
Ooh.
Oh, and you've been to Madison Square Garden.
Oh my
What?
god.
Oh my god! And yeah, I like how it's actually got the roof like inside of MSG on it too. That's cool.
Yeah,
Well, damn, dude, thank you so much, man. That's awesome. I appreciate
welcome,
it
buddy.
a whole bunch, man.
absolutely.
Oh, you chose, yeah, like we've been hanging out for like 2 hours before this. You chose now to do it. Like,
It was all part of the idea. You get for the episode, guys.
Dude, for real.
You can't just do it and then pretend like you know.
Oh yeah. Well, any show, it's really about its heart, and
Yeah.
you know that really got to the heart. You know, absolutely, baby. Thank you so much, man.
You're
I
welcome,
really
dude.
appreciate it. I'm stoked you had so much fun with my jersey. All right, so let's move on. I mean, like, we do have to kind of talk about the Stanley Cup Finals.
Yes, we do.
I mean, Tampa Bay Lightning, Colorado Avalanche.
That's right.
My God, this is going to be a crazy series. What are your thoughts, Keits?
Man, I mean, I'll be honest with you. I was rooting for the Rangers,
So was I. I mean,
You know?
I'm not going to lie.
and again, it's there's no nice way of saying it is. I know that the Avs would have a much easier time with the Rangers than the
Yeah.
Lightning.
Yeah.
The Lightning are much more of a challenging team, so to speak.
Back-to-back cup winners.
That's right. So and also it's like give some fresh blood in there, you know, like back to back. You know, it's time for something new. So I was kind of excited to see that matchup than seeing the Lightning again.
You know, yeah.
But you know, it is what it is, and yeah.
Well, listen, that like that's the same complaint I've had about the NFL like for so many years. It's like, oh, it's the New England Patriots against insert the other team here, you know, for so long, and it does tend to get just a little stale. And I mean, especially after you know, the Edmonton Oilers and Colorado Avalanche series was the highest watched series in history so far.
It's
Like,
crazy.
I mean, you're freaking running it. But I mean, like, I'll tell you what right now. Two of the most explosive teams in the NHL. I ain't gonna cut corners here, man. These are the two best teams in the NHL in my eyes.
Oh, most definitely.
This is gonna
100%.
This is gonna be a barn burner, bro. This is gonna, you know, and yeah, like after 3 years of seeing Tampa in the Stanley Cup Finals, it's just been like, yeah, I'm ready for something new. But I mean, it's gonna be crazy.
Yeah.
I'm excited for it. I'm nervous as shit as an Avalanche fan, but it's gonna be some great hockey.
It's gonna be good hockey. Good hockey. If you have predictions, though, I mean, first game's tomorrow.
Ooh.
Now that we're recording,
Yeah.
Overall, though, where do you think the series is going to go to?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It's gonna go 7. It's gonna go 7. It's gonna be
7,
so
yeah.
high.
My prediction was 6.
6. I mean, and that's still a good prediction. I mean, it's still gonna go longer than. I mean, both these teams have swept in this playoffs.
Yeah.
I mean, the Avs sweeping 2 series, which is ridiculous. But
they ain't sweeping this one. As much as I want them to, they ain't sweeping this one.
And I mean, Tampa sweeping Florida. That, you know what? I could like a blind man could have seen that coming. It really could have. I mean, with Sergei Bobrovsky and just the way Florida was playing, like it took 23 power play chances for them to score on the power play in the playoffs alone.
Yeah,
and then going up against Vasilevsky, no way. It's just it really comes down to like and that whole like rumor about half of the like Florida Panthers team. Before after Game 3 going out to some Tampa Bay strip clubs and how to like 3
I didn't hear about that one.
Yeah, they like there were some like passerbys and eyewitnesses saying like maybe not half, but a lot of the Florida Panthers players were out at a Tampa Bay strip club till 3 a.m. before Game 4, an elimination game in the Stanley Cup playoffs.
Wow. That's so dumb.
So it's just like, yeah, they're going to sweep that. I mean, they played so tight. The Tampa Bay played so tight. All I got to say is, this might be the most entertaining Stanley Cup Finals I've ever seen in my life. And I am so glad to be a part of it. I'm so glad to watch it. I mean, I obviously am, like, if you catch me on the street, or in the sheets, going Avs all the time.
There you go, baby. Yeah, no, it's no, man, I can relate. This is super exciting for me as well. 96, 2001. I've been an Avs guy. My whole life, really.
Well, I mean, with the influence,
and all that. But I've never gotten to experience it. Because I still lived in Europe those times. I didn't move here until like 2003. So
and by then, it was like,
right,
we did it. All right, so let's go again. For sure.
Yeah. So this will be like my first, like, real experience of like Avs being in the Stanley Cup Final. Like, so I'm super excited about that. Like, I've never experienced it, and I'm super excited to be kind of in it all,
And listen, I mean, the same with me, like 96, I was 6 years old.
Right. So,
and in 01 I was 11. So, I mean, I too have never actually really gotten to witness, and I've never been as much of a hockey fan before and getting to witness something so special like this. So
right.
It's a special for a lot of folks like us.
Yeah.
I mean, anyone who's, been born at 90, 91, 92, any of those folks, really, I mean, even Nick on the bench with Beeks. Dude, he's in his 20s still, so he was like 1 year old when the Avs won their second cup.
That's insane.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's... for the Avs, it's good. Like if they can really pull this out, and God willing, I hope they do, and I really do. Sorry, Tampa Bay fans, but at this point, fuck you. No, I'm just
100%.
But I mean, good for you guys and all that. But it's like I really want it for the Avs. So I mean, it's really special for like these new fans, these new era Avs fans.
Yeah.
That like even when we talked about it last podcast about the fan identity. And like these fans that have created such a new and strong identity for the Avs fans, and all the older fans, everybody from, I mean, back when they were Quebec Nordique fans and they followed the team to Colorado.
Yeah,
it's about time. It's about time. So it's such an exciting time, and you know what, I'm so stoked for it to get going, and I'm full midnight right now. I don't know about you, but I'm full midnight.
Yeah, I'm super excited, man. I can't wait to see the game tomorrow, and I just excited, man. Overall excited. Um, and then also, um, what are your thoughts on Kadri, man? Do you think we're gonna get him this?
Well, I mean,
There's rumors going around that he might play.
for one thing, that Evander Kane hit was pretty bush league. I mean, Kane's sitting in the penalty box when it happened. He's like saying all that bullshit, like putting his hands up, like, dude, you know exactly what you did. You've been playing hockey since you were fucking 5 years old. You know that you don't do that. And to sit around and be like, I'm not a big fan of Kane anyways, but I mean, come on, bro.
Who is? I don't know if there's anyone.
Talk to a few. I've been seeing a lot of Oilers fans like, oh, we want you back so bad. Like, do you not realize that this dude is like an abuser, a gambler? Like he's putting a terrible name to the NHL, to the game of hockey. But I digress. Moving on, it's just it all depends on his rehab. Same with Andrew Cogliano. And the Tampa Bay are without like questions as well. Braden Point's been a point of contention up through here. Like, you don't know if he's going to play. So, this series is going to be up in arms with like how everybody wants to play. Because players like Braden Point and Nazem Kadri can change a game, can change the face of a game. So, the Avs fan in me is just screaming like, please, Kadri, come back, because that's another gun. Not like the Avs don't have a huge attrition of players that can step up. Even those that last game, Mikko Rantanen stepped into center and played pretty well.
Yeah.
Even got like that the fifth goal in the game to take us up for about 30 seconds.
Yeah.
Until they tied it up again. But without that goal, this could have been a completely different game.
Yeah, absolutely.
But Mikko Rantanen has stepped up, and that's a huge thing about the Avalanche right now, is that it really is next man up, or what role do I have to play? Not role can I play, or what
do I need
role,
to do to get us the cup? Yep.
And that's not something you've seen from these Avs before, and it speaks to the maturity and how far they have really come since that 48-point season 5 years ago. So people are saying one way, people are saying another way. It's just, Avs, baby. I don't know, man. I'm trying to stay unbiased, and I'm just so excited. Just purely as a hockey fan, like this, you could not write better.
Yeah, no, they're unstoppable this year. It's been crazy. The power that they have, it's unbelievable.
Oh yeah, and on both sides too. So it's going to be the clash of titans.
Oh yeah. It's not going to be no easy road. That's 100%. The Lightning have proved it time in and time out, right? Last 2 years, like they're no one to mess with. They're a good team. They're a good team.
I will leave you with this. When Gabe Landeskog was interviewed about playing Tampa Bay instead of New York, this is what he said. Like, we wouldn't rather it any other way. You got to play the best and beat the best to be the best. So that tells me is that and everybody else has echoed that same mentality.
Mm-hmm.
That's what really excites me about it. In every single interview, obviously, you got to put you got to put a face on for the interview. You got to say all the right things, but there's a difference between saying one thing and meaning it.
Sure, absolutely.
And the thing is that they've got the belief behind him, and that's an exciting prospect for sure.
Yeah, can't wait to watch the first game. It'll be so cool.
For sure. And one thing I do want to mention before we go. Stop charging so much for the damn playoff tickets.
Oh, man, yeah, the tickets are rough. I was just looking the other day. Just, out of curiosity,
yeah,
really,
for sure.
to see like even like a nosebleed, like way up there, the highest of the high, like literally touching the
Oh
roof.
yeah,
I mean, they're going for like $1,600.
1,600 for the top of Balls Arena.
Yeah, dude.
And I mean, it's so astronomical in both arenas that I mean, there's even an article about it that like this playoff series has blown away records for how much a ticket is going for.
Yeah, and it's. I mean, at the end of the day, like I get it, like people trying to make their money or whatever. It is the playoffs, and this is like once in a lifetime type of situation. But man, like sometimes, like some of those people are price gouging, in my opinion. I mean, let's think about it. Like, there's plenty of nosebleeders that are season ticket holders, right? We know that as a fact. Those are like the cheapest season tickets you can probably own, right? When you buy them for like $40 to $45 a piece.
The dudes that are pouring beers on, visiting fans' jerseys and stuff.
Yeah.
Every game,
Yeah, whatever. To each their own.
Yeah, for sure.
But just that saying, like we know, like, dude, you paid like $40 for those tickets a piece, throughout the season or whatever, and just to think that you're asking for like $1,000 plus, for those seats where you literally need a binocular to like really see. Thank God for those new jumbotrons,
Oh yeah, for sure.
Like, if it wasn't for those, like, I mean, you literally need a freaking binocular up there to like really, really keep track of the game. I get it, but then at the same time, come on, man.
The only thing that I can hope is that money's going back to the league to get out of escrow from the COVID seasons,
Yeah.
That is the only thing I can hope. That is the only way I could really feel okay about that, So let's hope, these aren't these like resale tickets where it's going to this jackass that, bought them as soon as he possibly could, and he's reselling them for this just completely inflated price. So the one hope that I have is truly for it to go back to the league and to the NHLPA to get us out of this, escrow.
Yeah, no. Yeah, that would be great, man. It would be. Well, time will tell.
Time will tell. And you know what? If it is some jackass that's buying these tickets and inflating them, shame on you.
Shame on you, sir.
Shame on you,
People like us would like to see it too, okay?
Yeah. But
I'd pay the regular season lower
Loge? Yeah.
ticket prices for the nosebleeds for playoffs.
All day. I did in the second round. We took Bryce and I from on the bench with Beeks took both our pops, and we paid $240 a ticket to go to game 2 of that St. Louis series. But you know what? I don't feel bad about it. We got the win. We had a great time. It's the fucking playoffs.
Yeah,
I'll do it.
100%.
But when it gets to $1,600, I don't think I've ever seen $1,600 in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I mean, I don't have much experience when it comes to the playoffs, with at least here, or anywhere really. So I don't know what a reasonable price would be. Like I said, like even back when we were in New York, I mean, those nosebleeds went for close, like over $1,000 too.
Yeah, so it's hard.
So
it's hard.
and those guys even had no guarantees even, going into the playoffs.
I mean, yeah, that's
still,
just ECU Conference Final.
So it's just, I guess it's just a part of the playoffs. It's just, it is what it is.
Just gotta hope that it's going back to where it needs to be for, the NHL to be sustainable and the NHLPA to be sustainable as well.
Yeah. Hey, man. Can't hate, again, we could have gotten these tickets, you know, we could have been season ticket holders, we could have been selling up for 2K right now, you know, like, so I guess you can't hate in that sense. It's just,
You know, in the end, we're just truly lucky to be here. You know, I mean, there's so many times, so many teams have always wanted to be here, never made it here. The fans have never seen their teams in the Stanley Cup Finals. It's an exciting time. We're getting excited. I'm sure everybody else is getting excited. I mean, it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, no, I'm excited, man. Can't wait.
Oh, for sure.
Go Avs, baby.
Oh, go Avs. And you know what? Congratulations to Tampa Bay as well for coming this far, but go Avs.
That's right. Right, buddy.
All right, well, so that'll probably do us for this Stick and Puck sesh.
Yeah.
Always check out On the Bench with Beeks and Between the Pipes podcast on Instagram, and you know, check out past episodes from us both on, you know, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, just all that kind of rigmarole. And
yeah,
and you know what?
That's it.
Live, love, and play hockey, baby.
Exactly. Let's go Avs. Let's watch these playoffs.
Let's go, baby. All right.
All right.
So, until then, you guys be good to each other, eh?
As always. Thanks, boys, girls,
Cheers.
everyone. See you next one.
Yeah. Bam.